Now, residents of 5 communities in Adamawa State have fled their homes to take up residence along the banks of the river Nya after a series of attacks on their communities. TVC News visited the internally displaced communities as they worshipped by the river.
From the banks of the river, the sound of joyful worship underscores the anxiety and distress of these people. Their communities now desolate as a result of unprovoked attacks. They have had to flee to safety from the incessant midnight and unexpected assault from militiamen, the fourth in as many months, and there is no guarantee that their attackers would not return. These are the lucky survivors. Scores more are dead, and many still live with the nightmare of the attacks that may haunt them for many months and even years, since the security situation in Nigeria's northeast escalated a combination of homegrown insurgents, herdsmen and bandits taking advantage of vulnerable communities, the assailants still on the prowl, wreaking havoc, destruction, and worsening further the agitation of their victims. The government says it is alive to its responsibilities and has provided the much-needed support, but those on the receiving end of neglect paint a different account of their plight and frustration.
We don't have food, and even some of the few animals that we have, they were taken away. Our farmlands have been destroyed by the Fulani, and those of and the few people that have left, they have deserted from this place and moved to different areas of places.
The second and third attack, nobody came here. We the community, we are the people that take our cross for ourselves. There's no any aid to us. But now I am appealing for the government for aid, for security in the border, so that our people, they left house, they burned all our houses, they stole all our cattle or our animals.
We're not unmindful of what is happening, but if you notice, of recent, the governor has held 2 meetings with traditional rulers and local government administrators. Part of our problems is actually identifying and understanding who are the victims. We're trying as much as possible to activate our grassroots machineries to ensure that wherever people find themselves stranded as a result of these clashes, we get to them and give them assistance. Because government is not magic. By magic, we cannot know if people are located in a particular place unless we activate our grassroots system, and of course unless also they inform their local leaders that this is their plight.
One of the issues in contention is the level of humanitarian aid and relief made available by agencies whose task is to ease the hardship brought on members of the community. Now they seem abandoned to fate and the sheer hope that good Samaritans will stand in gap and tide them through the tough times.
We are afraid to come back in our community, and we are appealing now for the government to give us security. Now you can look up now, our houses are burned down. We don't have power, or we don't have access to build our houses. We are requesting for help, and we want our people to come back in our villages, but we are afraid of those people.
So we can't go back there because we have not security. Unless the government provides security for us, then we'll go back to our place. But now we cannot go back because no any security, no anything, and government did not come and do anything or to see us to make sure that they do something for us so that we'll go back. That's why we are here, because we are afraid if we go back home there, something will happen again, more than that one that happened before.
As they take one day at a time, it is a big deal learning how to start all over again. Their livelihood depends on the riverbank they have adopted as home, where they are now living to fish and draw income from a craft that is alien to them.
The type of the house they make here, you know that they are passing through difficulties, especially in the night time when this cold started coming. In fact, even children are going through bad situation. The government will consider us as citizens of this nation. They can do something for us. Actually, we need the help.
I have lost relatives. Now, those who were able to escape the carnage and run into the bushes, in fact, they've come back to the community, but the community is somewhat deserted because it's been destroyed. So people now have abandoned their original farming activities because of the level at which they consider going to the farm as a very dangerous scenario. Now some have even resorted to having to delve into other businesses like fishing. Of course, the fish is not even there, but they are just trying to at least put food on the table.
As they contend with security challenges, food shortage is another reality that stares them in the face. Farmers are not guaranteed safety, and many have chosen to put on hold their source of livelihood, a direct consequence of the unending communal clashes and the growing restiveness which seems out of the control, as parties trade accusations and refuse to shift their stance or agree to disagree. The people who are hardest hit are those who have lived to tell the harrowing story of survival, of loss, and a guided sense of better days. For now, it is one day at a time, forging ahead by the banks of this river, which is not just home, but the source of livelihood.